is a saying that the highest form of flattery is imitation. When you see people trying to copy what you're doing, it means that you're doing something right. But when it comes to business, we can't just sit back and accept the flattery. We need to protect ourselves against our imitators stealing our market share and therefore our profits. A barrier to entry is something that makes it more difficult for a competitor to enter the market. So why would an investor want to know about this? Well, simply put, if you are already in the market, they'll want to know what will make it harder for someone else to come in and compete with you. Or if you're at the business idea stage, they'll want to know how you will or have overcome these barriers. Either way, this will make you and your business more investable. Investors love barriers to entry because it helps to protect their investment. The stronger the barrier to entry, the less risky the investment will be to them. But what makes a strong barrier to entry? Naturally, most industries have generic barriers to entry, such as setup costs or specific qualifications. And if you have overcome these generic barriers, great. But investors will also want to see non-generic barriers that add value to your product and make it that much more special. Non-generic barriers could include things like an exclusive supplier agreement, which means that only you have access to a particular product or service that is a crucial input in your business. Or an exclusive distribution agreement, so only you have a license to sell a particular product or service in a specific distribution channel, whether this is a specific geographical area or a specific segment of the market. Or you could have a patent or copyright, which is one way of blocking your competitors from producing a similar service or product. Other ways to stop people from copying you could be to make your product or service complex, unique, and very difficult to replicate. We cannot look at barriers to entry without thinking about our competition, though. You see, there is always competition. Few things will put an investor off more quickly than an entrepreneur who believes that they do not have any competition. Your investor will want to see you identifying all your competitors and honestly comparing your offering to theirs from multiple perspectives. Remember, the market will do this comparison anyway, so there is no use in fooling yourself. Often, ego and bravado lead entrepreneurs to underestimate their competitors and overestimate their own solutions. Let's face it, we love our products. We believe that our solution is the best solution ever to the problem that we have identified. So why wouldn't everyone else believe it too, right? Well, for one thing, markets resist moving from one solution to another, so your solution needs to be authentically compelling enough for them to change from their current solution and start using yours. Often, even if the market does not love their current solution, there is a mental and emotional cost to shifting suppliers. If you are seen as an untested solution, the market will resist because it simply feels like too much effort, too much of a risk, or possibly too much of both. You need to make sure that your solution presents an appetizing enough alternative to overcome these hesitations, which work in your competitor's favor. Now, this is as far as most entrepreneurs go and hope that the investor sees their potential. But remember, an investor will first invest in you, so you want to show them some extra special entrepreneurial thinking. My pro tip to you is to think like your competition and answer the question, what will my competitors do? You must recognize that your competition does not want to give you this piece of the market. They won't just roll over when you arrive. Ask yourself, how will they react? Will they drop their prices? Will they spread misinformation and confuse the market? Perhaps they will go on aggressive marketing campaigns to solidify their own position. If you have thought about all of this and created strategies around how you will respond, it will impress any investor. Investors classify competition as risk and want to understand it as much as possible. In addition, they will have done their own research, and chances are that they already have picked up on all of these gaps. So remember, always do your research, present your findings, and impress your potential investor by offering new and interesting ways to beat the competition.